So welcome to another episode. If you're wondering where I am, well, I'm here at the highest peak of Ternate. In this area, there are so many different volcanoes.
In fact, this region is home to some of the most active volcanoes in all of Indonesia. So join me today as I kick off this new season.
I'm going to be exploring Maluku Utara.
An area steeped in history, once the heart of the global spice trade, and filled with hidden places that are difficult to reach.
And I'm going to be spending the next 2 months here climbing these volcanoes and learning about the history of these spice islands. I am here in Ternate. I'm going to learn about the history of why these islands were so important historically to the European powers that colonized Indonesia at the time. And I'm also going to explore this island over here. This one is called Tidore, and they're both small volcanic islands. And here in Ternate has the biggest population of anywhere in this area. And the first thing I need to do is go and pick up my motorbike. So my motorbike got delivered here, and it's waiting here somewhere in a warehouse. Anyway, come on, follow me, and we'll go and try to find it. Halo.
Halo.
Apa kabar?
Baik.
Sudah selesai sekolah?
Sudah. Welcome to Ternate.
Yeah, mantap.
Keren abis.
So I had my welcome to Ternate just now. So here in the middle of the city of Ternate is a huge fort. This is called Benteng Oranje.
When the Europeans first arrived in the 1500s, it was the Portuguese and the Spanish who fought over these islands, forming alliances with local sultanates. Ternate became one of the most important footholds in that struggle, and many different forts were built during that time.
This was not built by the Portuguese. This one was built by the Dutch. The Dutch, they reigned supreme in this area for over 300 years, up until 1945, when the country finally underwent its independence and actually became a country called Indonesia. All linked together by the Dutch, who built these fortresses all over the country, and it was all to protect the spice trade. And the center of that spice trade was here in Ternate. So my bike was sent by J&E, and I'm gonna go pick it up now. Here's my bike, somewhere in here. Yeah, there's my bike.
After hacking away with machetes for 10 minutes, I'm curious to see whether it will even start after 4 weeks at sea.
It's so good to finally be back reunited with this bike. I did not expect that. Yeah. Makasih. Yeah.
Sama-sama.
Makasih. Makasih, bro. Yeah. See you. Wow. Well, here I am, back on the bike. And Ternate, it is the most densely populated urban area of North Maluku. It's the capital of North Maluku. And we have all these very, very small streets like this, really, really packed. You know, it's very difficult to even get cars in and out like this. It's just super small roads.
For hundreds of years, this tiny volcanic island was one of the most important places in the world. It was the center of the clove trade, ruled by a powerful sultanate that controlled huge parts of eastern Indonesia. European empires fought over it, treaties were signed here, and entire global trade routes were shaped by this island. Today, it's where everything still comes together.
Ternate is the trading hub of the North Maluku region. All the ships, all the ferries, they all seem to interconnect in this very small island.
And of course, it has a McDonald's and lots of loud music.
So I'm up bright and early this morning because I'm going to meet my guide, Aziz. He's waiting outside the hotel for me right now. And we're going to go explore around this incredible island of Ternate and really learn about the history.
Today we will do Ternate historical tour. I'm ready.
Yes, let's go. I'll get the bike ready.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. My first full day here in Ternate. The funny thing is, well, it's not really funny. This is built in probably quite a dangerous area. You know, we're in the shadow of this huge, very active volcano. There are volcanoes all around, every direction, so tsunami risks are very high here. So it's not a very safe place to live. I wouldn't fancy my chances living here in the long term. One of these volcanoes could just erupt. Something could come sprouting out of the ground. And well, that's exactly what happened. Throughout history, huge holes and craters have opened up around the island. We travelled to the other side of Ternate, where Aziz wants to show me the most recent of these volcanic sinkholes. Dana Buaya.
The keeper of the lake is a crocodile.
They believe.
They believe.
They believe it. Is it real?
This is a legend lake. So according to the scientific record of data from the Dutch, this lake shaped because the volcanic earthquake from Gamalama in 1775. So the legend in the past here in Ternate, we usually do our ritual like once in a year after harvest, celebrate the grateful to the god. Suddenly, like a cock sound, say Tolire. Tolire means like a song.
Sinking.
I want to sing.
Okay.
Suddenly earthquake, a very strong earthquake. Everybody's panic. Then try to come in the village, arrive in the village. And suddenly the village, the house, and all the people sang together. According to the story, 3 crocodiles. The father, or the head of the village, and the wives, and the son. So the crocodile here also big, and the one is middle, and one is small. And the 3 crocodiles here, they didn't eat people, if we didn't make mistake here. People here believe that when we come here, we cannot say the bad words to hate somebody. Like last year, a teenager, 5 of them. One of them will take a fishing and they say bad words, and then crocodile suddenly jump and catch him.
Honestly, I thought that this was just an old wives' tale, but it's actually true. A teenager was killed here back in 2022, and strangely the body was recovered mostly intact.
Oh yeah, just 3 days and then not eat. Just bite it.
Crocodile didn't eat it?
Didn't eat. Not rational. Please, maybe not many food for crocodiles, and then one body for them, maybe finish in one day.
Should be good food for them, right?
Yeah, good food. Because people believe that they already make communication by spiritual way, and they believe it. And that's also people here, they believe we have to keep our speech when coming here.
Keep it nice and don't say the bad
Nice,
words.
Then say the bad way.
Oh,
That,
is it there?
yes, that's the crocodile.
That's the crocodile.
Yeah.
At the time of filming, I thought the crocodile was just a legend. And this beast is huge, easily 4 or 5 meters and weighing up to a ton.
Crocodile actually it arrives every day,
Yeah.
but the time nobody knows. They cannot guess the time in the morning or early in the morning or in the afternoon or we don't know. But believing of the people here that if you come here, you see crocodile. If you are not married yet, you will be married.
So I guess that must mean I'll be married soon.
Because there he is. There's the crocodile.
Riding around Ternate in the harvest season, you will definitely see this. The largest part of the economy, even today.
So this is what Ternate is all about. These are the cloves. The Dutch were here, the Portuguese were here, the Spanish were here, all because of this. In Bahasa Indonesia, it's called cengkeh. Every small space is just being used to dry the cloves. Like here, everywhere. Every little place here, got them there as well. Every single place. The smell of these drying cloves is incredible. So we're now walking up to where the oldest clove tree here in Ternate is. And I'm going to see how they cut it and identify it, because I have no idea what a clove tree even looks like. This is the biggest one, is it? The oldest one.
200 something.
Wow.
Yes.
200 years old.
Something.
So the Dutch were still here.
Not only were the Dutch still here, they had grown another plantation on nearby Ambon. Then they snuck into Ternate and destroyed all the trees to prevent the locals from selling cloves to any competitors. And the Sultan saved one tree, this tree. It is believed that all clove trees in Ternate are descendants from this one tree.
So the whole island is covered in these clove trees then? So it must be something about the soil, something about the volcano, nobody really knows, but this was the only place in the world where cloves grew naturally, endemic to this island and Tidore Island. As you can see behind me, we have somebody collecting the cloves. And what he's doing is he's wrapping a rope around the branches, and then he can pull the branches closer so he can pick those tiny little pieces of the clove. Not an easy job, right? To keep thinking how much time somebody's put in to filling one of those tarpaulin on the road. Wow.
Like that, like about 3-4 days.
Yeah.
If the crown is open, the price is low. We'll make a seat. It's bigger, right?
So they can't sell these at all. These have to be used as planting the next trees.
So they need the crown like this.
Uh-huh. It's not just the cloves that's here. They also have this, which is nutmeg. And why they like planting nutmeg here is they get 3 harvests. Not just one, like the clove, they get 3. So this is the cinnamon tree.
Yes.
Ah, that's how they make the cinnamon. I had no idea how this is how they do it.
Yeah, this, and then they open this and dry, so it will roll by itself when dry.
So you can definitely tell that that is cinnamon. Unmistakable. The Portuguese were the first
colonial power to actually visit Ternate and settle here. And it looks like there is the fort right now.
Welcome to Tolire Fort. Portuguese came here in 1512.
The expedition was led by Francisco Serrao.
After they make a war with Malacca and they are winner, and then Serrao continue here to Maluku. Francisco Serrao is a nephew of Magellan, and then between Serrao and Ferdinand Magellan, they make a letter, contact by letter. So the information about Maluku, about the Spice Island, Magellan already know it from Francisco Serrao.
Ferdinand Magellan was actually Portuguese, but after falling out with the Portuguese crown and being denied support for his ideas, he defected to Spain, Portugal's biggest rival. Spain backed him, gave him ships and sent him west in search of a new route to the Spice Islands. From there, Magellan set out on one of the most ambitious voyages in history, the first attempt to circumnavigate the world.
And Magellan was the guy who eventually got killed in the Philippines by the Lapu-Lapu people. And over there is Tidore. That is where the Spanish were.
After Magellan's death, under the expedition's new leader, Sebastian Elcano, the surviving Spanish ships stopped for directions in Brunei and eventually reached the long-sought Spice Islands, landing in Tidore.
So first is Portuguese, they must occupy Ternate, and then in 1575 they leave Ternate. Spain still in Tidore from 1521 until 1667. And then in 1606 Dutch came here and take over the fort of Portuguese.
I think that the Portuguese had a sense of humour when building this fort. What do you think? Fort Phallus, Cock Castle, or the tip of Ternate?
10,000, that's all this place cost, is to keep up with the maintenance of the place, and it is in very, very, very good condition.
So this here behind me is the Sultan's Palace here in Ternate, and this would have been where the Dutch and the Portuguese and whoever else wanted to do business with the people of Ternate. They had to come here and ask for permission. The Ternate Sultanate spread all the way up to the Philippines, down to East Timor, across to Papua, and all the way over to Sulawesi as well. So it was very, very big and powerful. This was almost the first country that came out of Indonesia within those times. We now travel around the coast to the Fort of Broken Promises.
In Indonesia we call Benteng Kota Janji. It's famous and never forget by Ternate people because this fort is the place of the promise between the Sultan of Ternate and the governor of Portuguese. The place to make a promise or reconciliate, because the connection between Ternate and the Portuguese in that year is not too good anymore, because many protests from the people of Ternate to the Sultan. Portuguese want the very good quality. They close the market. Any people of Ternate, they sell or cooperate with another trade, and the Portuguese know they will get punished. Many protests to the Sultan.
So this place here is where they make the agreement. They
Yes.
make the agreement, they make the promise.
A Sultan of Ternate use Quran in the right hand, and the Bible used by the governor of Portuguese to make a swear.
And that was here in this fortress.
In this fortress. And after the reconciliation day, Portuguese invite the Sultan. The reason is to celebrate new cooperation again between Portuguese and Ternate. This is why it's famous by Ternate people, and people of Ternate never forget.
This was the edge of the ancient city. So they had this motto of gold, gospel, and glory.
Gold is spice, and then they spread religion, gospel, and then they want to reach the glory. But in 1570, stop. Because they have big mistake.
In one single day, the Portuguese ruined their entire global business.
This is where the Portuguese invited the Sultan to come after they had made an agreement, and then the very next day the Sultan came to this fort, and the cousin of the Portuguese governor stabbed and killed the Sultan. So as you can imagine, the Sultan's son was not very happy about this, and he came here with his army. The local Ternate people, they performed a siege on this fort. They wouldn't let food come in and out. They wouldn't let any ships come in and out. They even made alliances with other areas of Indonesia to stop any Portuguese ships coming. And this went on for 5 years.
In 1575, and they are inside the fort. No food, no medicine. One source say that they cannibal with each other.
Wow.
Yeah, no food.
Huh.
And then the son of the Sultan, Babullah, offered to the Portuguese, write a letter in Goa, India, that if you want to surrender, all Portuguese people leave Ternate and Ternate empowering area.
Yeah.
And then I can let you go. If not surrender, I will kill all. And then they surrender and take safety. They went to East Timor.
Huh. Really fascinating, the history of this place, because you know the Portuguese and the Sultan, they made an agreement. They both swore on their holy books, and then that agreement was broken the very next day. The people must have been furious, so they complained to their president, their monarch, their king, their Sultan. They complained. The Sultan went out of his way. He met with the governor of the Portuguese to try to make this agreement, this pact. The control of this valuable spice that was only found on these islands around North Maluku. It was all because of cloves. You know, it's crazy to think about that right now. You know, in our modern civilization, you know, we still have wars. It's not usually over a spice. It shows you how important that was to society back then. So good morning. It's a beautiful morning here in Ternate, and we're going to the island next door today, Tidore. So I'm going to get the bike ready and get going. So that in front of me is the island of Tidore. Ah yes, there it is. The perfect cone of Tidore. Got told it's actually only 10 minutes, this journey. 10 minutes from Ternate to Tidore. It's very, very quick. And now we set foot on another island.
The island is dominated by this huge, daunting volcano. It's also much quieter and much more peaceful than its neighbouring Ternate Island.
I really like the island of Tidore already. And behind me here are the islands of Moti, Mare and Makian. And these make up this chain of volcanoes that runs all the way up this area of Indonesia in Maluku. So now I'm going to go meet my guide. He's going to take me around the island. His name is Ipin. And he lives just down here, and he's going to take me around the island. We're going to go and see some of the old forts.
Welcome to my small house, the beautiful island.
Yeah, I love Tidore already. Time for a coffee first. Really good coffee. It has cloves inside of it, nutmeg and pandan and cinnamon. I don't think I ever tried a coffee quite as aromatic as this one before. This is Ipin and his whole family on the bike. It was only 1 or 2 years after the Portuguese arrived in Ternate, the Spanish arrived here. But the Portuguese were already settled on the island of Ternate, so the Spanish came here to this island, Tidore. In order to be able to have access to the cloves from this island, they had to protect the Sultan, because this Sultan always had a very strong rivalry with Ternate Sultan next door. And this fortress is in a state of ruin. You can tell how long this has been abandoned for, because this tree has just taken over the fortress. Must be 200 years old. And the design of these fortresses are different to the ones in Ternate. They do look more Spanish.
Standing here, you realise why the Spanish Empire wanted this island. Control Tidore and you controlled the spice trade.
John Sebastian Volcano arrived here 1521.
A good lookout, you can see all the way to Moti and Makian over there, and then Halmahera over there. I can just imagine the Spanish here checking for Portuguese or Dutch ships. Yeah, maybe the English might come and steal the spices as well.
In the spice era, Tidore sat at the centre of a fierce colonial contest. Portugal, Spain, and then later the Dutch all tried to impose their power here, each desperate to control the valuable spice trade. But the Sultan here didn't simply surrender to outside forces, he played them against each other, fortifying the island to defend his position, shaping the nation's history.
This was important strategic location. Not only does it look over the ocean, but it actually watches over the Sultan's palace. Sultan's palace is over there. And together with 3 other fortresses, this place was part of their strategic alliance that they had with the Sultan here.
With every new colonial power, Tidore faced the same choice: resist, negotiate, or lose control. Its sultans became the final shield for the people of this island.
So after the Spanish were here, the Dutch came. And this is the grave site of one of the sultans, and he is very well respected as being a hero. He always fought, he always made sure that the rights of the people of this island came before selling out to the Dutch. As a mark of respect, it's somebody's house.
He never want to meet with the Netherlands. He didn't like.
So this was independent?
Independent.
The
we have
Tidore...
freedom. So we have to say that this is our freedom.
So after the Spanish, they left?
Netherlands come. His name is over there.
Yeah, so after the Spanish occupation of these islands, the Dutch, they tried to move into this area. But the Sultan here in Tidore refused, and he is now regarded as a hero of this island.
Pandan leaves are laid on the grave as a mark of respect. No one here in Tidore is remembered more fiercely than Sultan Nuku. Ipin is very keen and proud to show me around Tidore's central market.
From Tidore.
I think this is the cleanest market I've ever been to in Indonesia, really.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Because usually markets are very dirty, but this is so clean. Hello.
Sorry for calling us.
There is a lot of vegetables being grown here in Tidore, and it's surprising actually. I didn't think that there would be so many different vegetables. And what is this? Ikan apa?
Call it nafi.
And this is a really special dish from Tidore, and it's like a smoked fish. They smoke it inside this bamboo. So I think fish is very popular to eat here, right?
You are right.
Yeah. So the island next door is called Mare, and they make these really beautiful traditional pots there.
And traditional regulation there made this one only women.
Oh yeah?
Men cannot make this one.
I just bought some of the traditional bread here, made from the cassava. I'm going to give it a try now. It's quite stale, quite dry because of the cassava, but yeah, not bad. I think it'd be nice with some something sweet.
Nice, good.
Oh wow. Well, it's been an amazing little trip here, day trip here in Tidore. Makasih banyak for taking me around. Appreciate it.
Sama-sama. But we'd like to say thank you very much for your coming, and we hope to see you again. We are waiting for you. It depends on God. Whenever you come here, we welcome for you.
Wow. Honestly, what an amazing time I just had here. How nice the people are here. And it just makes me wonder. I mean, how could the Portuguese, somewhat the Spanish, and certainly the Dutch, how could these colonial powers take advantage of the people here? Because they're so nice. When the Dutch were here, if they did not give the approval to export those cloves or those spices, they burnt down the plantation to prevent them from ever doing any business ever again.
I now head back to the chaos of Ternate Island. Tomorrow I have a big day and I will need the energy. Fresh fish is in abundance here in Ternate, so it's time to fill my belly and prepare, because tomorrow I will be doing something special. Now it's time to climb the mountain that's been looming above me every moment of this journey, Gunung Gamalama.
Good morning. It is 1:30 a.m. and I am about to climb Gunung Gamalama. I've had quite a bit of sleep actually. I went to sleep really early, well rested. Let's try and get the sunrise there today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's going to be no clouds. It's going to be clear skies. Here we go. Let's see what this mountain has to offer. I'm going to finish getting ready and I'll see you on the bike. Now we're climbing up to the village of Moya, which is the base camp for anybody who wants to hike Gunung Gamalama. It's 2 a.m, so it gives us 4 hours to get to the top to see the sunrise. And here we have Taman Love. So we just made it to the first pos. We're about 600 meters above sea level. Perfect cone of the volcano on the island is just silhouetted behind me. It's really beautiful. I wonder what poor soul lost or broke one of their shoes here. At Pos 2, we made it. So far the hike is pretty tough. Climbing volcanoes, this is the best exercise here in Indonesia. And we are 1,350 meters above sea level right now. So another 350 meters to go. So in front of us now I can see that the trees are getting thinner. So we're reaching the top. So the trail's suddenly gone really, really quiet. Can no longer hear the city and now just hear the nature. It's like a little paradise here in the middle of Ternate Island. Wow. Wow, we're already here. And here on the top of this mountain, we are in the middle of the Spice Islands. Every direction. Over there is a string of volcanoes, and behind me over here, another string of volcanoes. And it's here, from the top of these volcanoes in Maluku province, this is where the magic happens. This is why the spices grow so freely in here, why they're endemic to these islands. The fertile soil provided by these volcanoes, that's why the spices grow here. Hundreds of years ago, when the Portuguese, the Spanish and the Dutch, when they found these islands, they must have been amazed. The spices that they've been buying for so long, this is where they're all growing. Incredible place. So thank you for watching this episode. I've had an amazing time here in Ternate. Please don't forget to subscribe to this video if you haven't already, and join me next week. We'll be exploring another area of this incredible region of Indonesia. Terima kasih banyak ya.
Sama-sama.
Ya.